In today's video, how to approach nutrition during fat loss and a deload phase.
All by myself.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul from ProPhysique.com, and today's video comes from my Instagram direct message. And the question is basically this: during a deload week, while in fat loss, how would you approach nutrition? So, it's a pretty loaded situation. Let's address the first thing. You've been training really hard and you're coming off of let's say a very intense phase of training, and you're gonna take a deload week. Now, for me, a deload week means you still train. Most of the time I have my clients do what I like to do is like 60% intensity. So let's say you're going in the gym and doing 5 sets of bench press with 100 pounds. Well, I would have you do 5 sets with 60 pounds. The real tough part there is that ego lifting can kind of take over. It's very difficult to back off the weights that much, but having done it myself and dealt with the psychological, pushback that, it's hard to just lift less in the gym than you can, I will say that every time I do it, I'm thankful, I feel fantastic, and my body recovers in an amazing way. So, let's say you're focused on fat loss and it comes to a deload week. How would I approach nutrition? I would actually not make many changes at all to nutrition. I would keep the calories the same. So if we're in a fat loss phase, I would actually just keep them right where they're going. If we had a refeed day, I would keep it in. If we had cardio, I might reduce it a little bit. Now, if we are going for what's called a diet break, that's where I would bring the calories back up to roughly what your refeed calories would be for about the whole week. I might also tinker with the fats a little bit, just to raise them up. But one thing you gotta remember during a deload week is your body is going to be recovering and adapting. So it's gonna be a really nice situation where you get a little bit of reduced inflammation because you're not so sore from the training. And sometimes that can allow the body to drop weight. Especially if you've been in a fat loss phase for a long time, we tend to be overworked, run down. The term overtraining gets used, but this is actually where it can happen. When you're doing cardio 5-6 days a week, when you're training 5-6 days a week and your calories are ultra restricted, what can happen over time is the body just gets so inflamed that fat loss becomes very difficult. So I've seen some very good things either in deload weeks, taper weeks, peak weeks. Even sometimes I'll just force my clients, I'll say, listen, take the weekend off. I don't want you in the gym at all this weekend, and report back to me. And oftentimes we see the scale down. Now, does that mean that it's all fat loss? Potentially no, but it does help psychologically when you get a new low on the scale. And so that would be my suggestion. If your goal is still fat loss during that deload week, I would just keep the calories what they would have been. Now, if you want to take a diet break, I would use your refeed macros-ish for that entire week. Bring down the cardio to 50 to 60% of what you were doing and make it an entire refresh week, right? So a diet break plus a deload, and then go into the next week like gangbusters. But I would have to know more information and we would have to get more specific with that. Hopefully that helps. Hope you guys are having a nice day. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All by myself.